See, Red Nation, what's good? Bulls come away with an L. Not the outcome we hoped for on this MLK Day, but it'll be me versus the world when I let y'all disrespect this Bulls team. It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. Pete Kid. Are we being hold up? Here's the thing, right? Are we being disrespectful for cracking the joke for Pete Kid? Or is he disrespectful for not double checking on what your name is?
The Windy City Breeze was featured in the article, and that's cool. I'm good with that. The show was featured in the article. I'm cool with that.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
listen,
Are we
Kanye West's name was Kane on a couple of his albums, so
Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us as always, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page as we're here for the Bulls versus Grizzlies post-game show. Didn't end how we wanted it to. Didn't end how we wanted it to. Came up with an L in this game. The final score does not depict how the game was played. The Bulls were down most of this game pretty bad, got their heads kicked in. Here's the question that we're coming into this stream with. Is the panic that most of Bulls Nation is feeling right now justified? Or are the Bulls dealing with injury and this is just a bad 4 games and we're starting to get healthy starting Wednesday, which is our next game where Caruso comes back? We appreciate you guys tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do this every single Bulls game unless Comcast says no. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down.
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know what? The one thing I will say is it kind of catches you off guard for 2 reasons. One, we got stomped by Brooklyn fully, with most of our people back.
Yeah.
So let's not forget that we
No.
got stomped by Brooklyn with that.
Brooklyn bad loss. Brooklyn
It was a bad loss.
Golden State, you
Zach
lost.
goes down. He went down in Golden State, right?
Yeah, Golden State when you lost Zach immediately.
So that one is a little different to me because you got obliterated. I mean, destroyed.
And around a major player.
You did have a game plan centered around a major player, but you still got destroyed.
You did.
Now that game to me is a little different. The Boston loss is a tough loss with that we had a last second shot on that ultimately, even as they go back and do the ref thing, which I don't like, we could have walked out of. So to me, it's one bad loss. Well, 2 bad losses, a close game,
lost the
and
game,
now another loss here with more injuries. So there's a rhyme and reason. The next game we just lost. We got whooped.
You got stomped out.
The Golden State game.
That was a stomp out.
I'm not getting Zach my knee. I'm not getting the joke.
I don't know.
I've seen it all in the chat by the same person. I'm not getting the joke. You know, Kevin Hart does this thing where like someone tells a bad joke, and he's like, "All right, say it again. Let's see if it works."
Hey, one of the best roasts ever when he was roasting Meek Mill. You see that right there? Let that die down. You gotta let him die out.
Yeah, like that's what we're gonna do for you because I don't see it.
No, here's the thing, right? This is what Billy Donovan has said. And by the way, let me see if I can pull that up as well. We can have Billy in the post game. Here's the thing, right? The thing that I don't respect is the lack of defensive effort. That's never gonna not be a problem for me. If you come out and you show no defensive effort, you show no fight, you show no, but I don't know if we saw that tonight. I think tonight was literally a night. Now, versus Brooklyn, the Bulls showed no effort. Brooklyn was up 25. They were diving for balls on the floor. The Bulls weren't doing that. Versus Golden State, the Bulls didn't show a lot of defensive effort. Versus Boston, the Bulls showed defensive effort. Tonight, today, I think the Bulls showed. You said what?
It just happened.
Today, I think the Bulls showed defensive effort.
I think they showed Listen, Boston. They showed good effort, and at the same time,
Yeah.
it is Boston who we lost to a talented team. That's a talented team that's still trying to figure it the heck out. But they got talent there. You got Jaylen Brown, you got I was about to say Zach LaVine, Jason Tatum, and you
Yeah.
got Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to have a shootout, that's a good team to have a shootout with. Like if Boston makes the playoffs, while I'm confident that we could beat them, I'm not trying to take it down the stretch.
I'm confident we could beat them, but I agree with you. I wouldn't
If
want
we
to see
go
it.
2-2 against them, I'm it's a nail biter for me.
Yeah. But
So
I think as we've got Billy Donovan going live here from the podium here. Let's tune into that, see what his thoughts are on how we did tonight.
Because of the turnovers, like it's hard when you have live ball turnovers and guys are spaced and the ball's turned over in the middle of the lane, or it's getting like those are hard to get back on. Some of the other ones, you know, where we got cross matched a few times, those I think we can clean up and get better at. But you know, for us right now, our margin for error is not great. So you know, turnovers here, offensive rebound, a couple easy transition points. Like we're just we have to eliminate those things. You know, the easy baskets because for us it's going to be hard to generate easy baskets, and I think that's probably the best way. Is that they're a team that has generated a lot of easy baskets on offensive rebounds and transition points. And for us, we're not we really don't generate a lot of that right now because of our size and the way we are. So we got to be really, really meticulous and good, taking care of the ball, defensive rebounding, and getting back.
Bro, I hate they don't put the mic in there for the question. It irritates my soul.
Yeah, I mean, I think looking at the minutes with DeMar and Vooch, you know, you want to. I don't want to put them in a situation where, with the number of games that we're being played, where you know their minutes are in the high 30s. You know, I think you got to balance. And plus, the other thing too is I think both those guys have been very, very efficient players. And I think if I asked them to play 30 to 39 minutes, they would do it. They'd have no problem with it. So I don't want to act like it was anything to do with them. But I also want to help them be efficient, you know, and there's a lot on those two guys' plates, especially from an offensive standpoint, that, you know, the production of putting the ball in the basket. So, you know, I got DeMar off, you know, a little bit later in that third and decided to let Vooch go the rest of the quarter. He played the whole quarter. And then what I did is I started DeMar in the fourth to try to stagger them. I thought about putting him back in. We were down by maybe 18 or 21 at that point. I think that's right around when that altercation broke out. There was technical fouls. They had scored it, maybe went back up to 21 or 22 with 5 or 6 to go. And I just didn't think it made sense to put him back in because I was probably going to have to take DeMar back off the court to give him a little bit of a rest before throwing him back in. So it was just more reading the game, the situation, how much time and was it a game that we could realistically get back. And certainly wanted to give the guys every opportunity to do that, but I just didn't think that we were going to overcome 20-something points in 5 minutes or 6 minutes.
Says a lot about who's missing. Says a lot about who's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, Kobe just can't. You know, he didn't have maybe a great scoring night in terms of the way he was putting the ball in the best. He got to the rim and he did some other things. But, you know, I think that this is an opportunity for him with our team the way it currently is he's going to have to be a guy that's going to do a lot of other things, like just besides, you know, making a shot. I think getting downhill, I think his decision-making downhill is going to be really important, when to shoot, when to pass, maybe when to keep his dribble and bring it back out. I think he's gotten a much, much better handle, maybe through his experience last year, of what we're running on offense and what to call and how to get us in and out of the stuff. But I think when there's a lot on his plate with the ball in his hands, and he's not shooting the ball, but he's making aggressive decisions to get downhill. From that point, we got to get him to really, really make good reads of, like I said, when to shoot it in the paint, when to keep his dribble, when to get it out there. But I mean, I think he always plays hard and competes and, you know, always tries to do things to help the group win. Okay.
Coach, that looks like that's all we got for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, did I miss half a post-game show, or is that really all we got for him?
I don't know when Kobe's going to be
Chicago
ready.
media, what are we doing here?
We can do better, Chicago. We can
who did
do
Giannis
better.
just put on a poster? Y'all just yammed on somebody's whole head. Jesus. Nah, man. Hey, listen. We heard what Billy said. Some good points for Billy Donovan as well. Let's go to the phone lines. If you guys want to call into the show, drop your opinions, man. Call into the show, 855-908-5668. The Contender phone lines are open as we're breaking down this tough Bulls loss. Let's get into it, man. Let's go out to the phones. We starting off with our boy. What's good?
What's up, man?
Shay, how's it going, bro?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man. Four things. What's up, P? What's up, P? How you doing, man? Four things, man. Look, hey, shout out to Io DeSumo, man. I know John Moran had a good game by analytics standards, but Io was giving it to him, man. I mean, he's definitely making a case for himself to be a talk of the league.
Right.
Number two, man. I mean, you can't turn the ball over as many times in respect to win, because we was in this game fairly up until like the third quarter. Another thing, I know a lot of people. I mean, thoroughly to answer your question, you shouldn't be pressing the panic button, but you should like really lay into the team to like fight, because if you see fight like this, you can win a lot of games. And like Tom Thibodeau said, you can win a lot of games that you're not supposed to win. And I mean, and lastly, I mean, I know a lot of people gonna talk about Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, you got to get on him for his effort tonight. But hey, Steven Adams is a strong motherfucker. As we saw him pick 250-pound Tony Bradley up.
How much you weigh? Say it again. How much you weigh?
Tony Bradley weighs about 250. Yeah, that's a strong motherfucker to pick a motherfucker up with ease.
Bro, that's disrespectful. Fam, if I wait, man, that's so disrespectful, bro. That's all I can say about it.
That's 250. Adams is strong.
Oh my God.
I appreciate you, bro.
When Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, and DeMarcus Cousins are ready to hit you because they say you hitting them too hard, you are a strong son of a bitch. I'm sorry, man. That's a strong motherfucker.
We appreciate you.
Hey, we appreciate you for calling in and tuning in as always, bro. Stay safe out there, all right, my boy?
You too, man.
All right, man. Peace. Hey, he not wrong though, dog. Hey, that's ridiculous, bro, how you picked that man up. Like, nobody, I need y'all to understand. He lifted him with ease. Like, he lifted him like he could have lifted two Tony Bradleys at the same time. It was like he was like, hey, Tony, I'm just letting you know right now, brother. I don't want to do anything to you. This is not what you want to do. I understand. A little upset. I don't know why Ja took a swing at you either, but he's on my team, and I will snap you in half. Stay safe. Let's keep it going on the phone side, man. Let's go out to the 404. Hey, yo, what's good?
What's up, Pat? What's up, P-Kid? It's Q.
Q, what's good? How you feeling, bro?
What's going on with you?
I'm just chilling down here in Tampa, waiting for a load. I'm going to just keep going back to the same point that I've been riding for the last couple of weeks. This is part of the process. This is part of the process. I like it from the standpoint the guys are out, and it gives us an opportunity to really let Io and Kobe play so that we can see what we got going forward. So to me, PK was talking about earlier, to me that helps when everybody comes back healthy. Because you get those two young guys playing at the level that they need to play at. But to me, it's still the same thing. It's the process, right? You played 4 good teams, 4 quality opponents.
Facts. 2
of them you can say championship contenders. 1 is like us in Memphis, where they're coming, and then Boston, even though they've been up and down this year, they got talent over there. So this is a good thing. It's part of the process. It's just part of it. And we're just going to have to accept it and yeah, we want to see more fight. But when you're playing really good teams, they're going to figure out a way to take you out. And so I'm just going to stay on that train right there. Just continue to develop, continue to go down the road with it. You know, is it a championship contender? You know, without a move, maybe not this year. I'm gonna stay on that. But I see where the team is going and where the real championship contender comes into play. I see it coming.
Yeah.
But we got to go through this because guys hadn't been through this before. So I'm cool with it. I don't want to lose, but it's part of it. And I'm willing to just keep going along with the process. I'm a Chicago fan through and through.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna just keep it like that. Because that's what we're seeing. We're getting everybody's best shot.
No, facts.
Mid-November, early December, we were kind of able to sneak up on folks.
Yeah.
Now, when you're number one in the East, you're going to get everybody's best shot.
Facts.
So, to me, the guys being out, that helps Kobe if we're going to move him. That helps Ayo because, to me, Ayo is part of the championship core. He's firmly entrenched himself for me in that role. So just continue the process. That's it. Just continue the process.
No, yeah, for sure. Hey,
it's a fact.
Call Q. Hey, hope they don't hold you too long with that load. I know they've been doing that for some of y'all out there, man. So hopefully you on the move again real soon, man. Stay safe out there, all right, my boy?
Definitely stay safe, bro.
Peace. No, you know what? That's a great point there. The Bulls are getting the best team shots at a time where the Bulls are at their weakest, if we could say that, because now are we seeing more, people are more so all kind of recovering from COVID at the same time. You know what I'm saying? The Bulls are getting regular injuries again.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing with what we're seeing. This, to me, is the best thing you can hope for with AK watching, because would you agree these games are the ones that are going to show you what you need to be aggressive for? Like, people were losing their minds that we didn't go get Cam Reddish. Oh, Cam Reddish, they gave him up for a dude that's not playing, and they gave him up for a dude that... The problem with me was, somebody hurt in this Milwaukee game. Oh, maybe not. The problem with me was, hey, it costs nothing to go get Kevin Knox. That's the part I looked at. Because I got dudes that I don't need Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish isn't 10 rebounds a game. Cam Reddish isn't boxing out on the boards. I don't need Cam Reddish. I look at Kevin Knox and I say it cost a dude that they didn't believe in anymore.
A dude that didn't fit their game plan. That's what it was.
Game plan.
They didn't fit their game plan. And so now we have to look at it the same way. You know, some people don't fit our game plan on our team that could absolutely fit someone else's game plan that we can use as a piece to move. And I know it sounds repetitive, but just getting people in the mindset that, hey, somebody may be moved because AK told you he's not done.
Hey,
AK said it himself, I'm not done.
Hold up, right?
So if AK says that himself, I'm got to believe he's in the market.
What's the move that's going to make you raise your eyebrow like you did with Vucevic again?
Me?
Remember how we was all like, we traded for who? What just happened? What did we send? We sent Wendell Carter, who got blocked by the rim. What?
Chris Boucher from the Raptors.
Chris Boucher?
From the Raptors. That'll be a move that I'm anticipating him to make. Because
that wouldn't be a bad move, but I think the Bulls would have given up more in that move.
I don't think so, because they weren't playing him initially. He's absolutely look at his career. He's had an up and down career. He's only on paper right now. He doesn't average much, but the thing I look at is
a move for that for me.
16. You know, not too long ago against Phoenix, he put up 16 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds, 7 defensive rebounds. Mind you, whatever I always said, I need help interiorly. I need somebody to be down there, and he does that. And he can actually he looks like someone who could stand next to Vooch, and they actually coexist. So for me, that's a name that that I'll be looking at, just because of what he produces. We're not looking for a whole bunch of points,
Yeah.
but he can give you some points. He can give you 15 points, but he can absolutely do that. Christian Wood to me is too much of a big name. We'd have to give up too much.
That's the one.
That rookie Sengun, I'd give up Pat Will for Sengun, to be honest with you, because
I
Sengun gives me boards and he gives me scoring.
What do you got to give up to go get Christian Wood, though, you think?
I wouldn't get Christian
contract's
Wood because of the role he plays. The role he plays on that team versus the role he needs to play on this one, I think it will stunt his growth. I don't think it'll gel well.
At the 5, though?
I don't think it'll gel well.
I
It's
don't
not
know.
him just being at the 5. You got to think about it. He's the man on the team. Like, he's grown into the man on that team because John Wall wasn't playing. And so now for him to come here, he'd
But
have
if
to take a step back.
But if you
I
look at
don't
his
think he'd
shot,
do that
look
here.
at his shots, Christian Wood's really only like a 12, 13 shots a game guy.
It's
not
still a
crazy.
matter of people of recognizing what
crazy.
they're worth to the market versus
Yeah.
where they are.
Yeah.
You know, like Sabonis to me is a great name to throw out there.
Hey,
I don't think we have a
That's
chance.
the eyebrow raiser. That's the eyebrow raiser. You know what I'm saying? They hit you with the Bulls have traded for Sabonis for a paperclip, Kobe White, and a couple of Chicago hot dogs.
I would love to see it, but it has to make sense. And then at the same time, it's not 2K where we just throw some names together. Are they gonna work? Because Sabonis does a lot. Sabonis does a whole lot for that team. Yeah, and so for him to come here to stand next to a Vooch, if that's the game plan, if that's even possible,
way, this is
right?
not to get rid of Vooch. This is to stand next to Vooch, like
right.
He said.
Does that work out well? Because Vooch is not a Miles Turner.
No, but
Miles Turner is a straight defensive character. He's not.
To me, Vooch's game is more effective at the 4 because he can step out.
That's true.
If
but
you
he don't have the foot speed to beat you off the dribble.
If you get a guy that's nothing but rebounding and defense, you know what I'm saying? Like if you go get a guy like that.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you, but he don't have the foot speed to just like he can't stay in front of Christian Wood. Christian Wood's a 4.
But he could play.
He'd have a hard time doing what Christian Wood does.
Wood play 5.
Say it again.
At 6'10", Christian Wood could play the 5.
But what I'm saying is Wood is a 4. Sabonis is technically a 4. Miles is the 5.
Yeah.
Their lateral movement and stuff like that. They are a different caliber of player than Vooch is. I'm not saying Vooch is bad, but do you honestly think that he can do what they do offensively? No, he can't do what they do. Well, he can't do what Sabonis does offensively.
Well, I think the
not in the same way.
I think this is the thing that changes, right? If you make this move, if you make a move, and we'll go back to the phones in a second. We got a couple people on here. If you make a move, right? What changes is where does the problem come in for us offensively? A big chunk of Vooch's game is I'm going to set the screen for you up top. Whoever the point guard is rolls. The double team comes. I kick it back to Vooch. Vooch is open. Knock down a 3. Or I set the screen. We rotate. Vooch is in the corner. Knock down a 3. To me, what improves Vooch's game and what improves the Chicago Bulls is the only guy who can rebound on your team. You're asking to play pick and pop and not pick and roll. The only player that grabs boards, you're asking to stand outside on a lot of these plays and not inside. So for the Bulls as a whole, the biggest thing that they can do is if Vooch is popping out for the 3, somebody's down there to fight for the rebound. That's not a 6'5" small forward playing power forward. And that's the biggest thing for me. You know what I'm saying? Vooch is we're seeing a lot of people judge Vooch in a situation that Vooch has no win. He's trying to get rebounds when he's got 4 guys trying to get the boards. He's trying to get rebounds where he's the only one down there boxing out. He's trying to get rebounds where off of the switch defensively, I've got to pop out, put my hand up, and guess what? Nobody boxed out the small forward running behind me. Now he's got an easy lay-in, and guess what everybody looks at? Oh, my God, Vooch didn't get that rebound there. Well, guess who closed out on defense? You know what I'm saying? Like
It's
that's my biggest
terrible.
problem with all the Vooch slander. I said it before and I'll say it again. Chicago would have killed Chris Bosh for how he played. Chicago would have killed Chris Bosh for the backseat he took in Miami. And that's
And maybe
sad.
we should trade some of our guards and forwards. That's all I've mentioned us trading is our guards and forwards. Because guess what we have too many of? Freaking guards and forwards. I got guards on the bench.
We really switched it up, didn't we? We really went from a team of forwards to nothing but guards.
Hey, listen, I can name 6 guards right now. Why? Why? Some of these people gotta go, right? Because I ain't got nobody helping my man on the boards. I ain't got nobody helping my man. I got a team that just put up 68 points in the paint.
Yeah.
That can't happen, and I expect to win a championship. But
yeah,
you know what? Leave it to us to sit there and say, yeah, that's why we we're gonna make it. We're not gonna make it with those type of things. Playoff basketball is different. I get to expose you. Best out of 7, I get to expose you.
Yeah.
You think they're not gonna expose that? We don't know nothing about basketball on their level. Nobody in this chat really knows anything about what's going on that floor right now. Not on the same level. I don't care how long you play. You ain't playing right now.
I can look at the scheme of it. That's about it. I can see like defensively, because I've studied it, I can look and be like, Io's an elite defender right now.
Absolutely.
That's crazy to say. Like, Io is an elite defender. I don't know if y'all really look at it. Like, I know y'all see like the players he play against, like they get some stop. Like, look at what he's doing. These are moves that people don't do defensively 5 years into the league. The things that he's doing defensively are things that Kobe Bryant realized after he had won 2 championships.
That's a fact.
The things that he's doing defensively are things that Dwayne Wade was doing after he won a championship. Like, Io's doing that his rookie year. I really want y'all to watch this kid. This kid, I said Kirk Heinrich. That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever said on this show. I thought Io's ceiling was a Kirk Heinrich kind of player. And it's no disrespect to Kirk. Kirk's a great player. He was a great player for us. I don't know about great. He's a very good player. Great player for us. Very good player. But Io's ceiling is absolutely higher if he can continue to be efficient on the offensive end and play the kind of defense he is. He's a Drew Holiday kind of player in the making.
That's a good comparison.
He's a Drew Holiday kind of player in the making.
That's a great comparison.
Let's keep it going with the phones, man. Let's go out to Steven out in the 323. What's good?
Yo.
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm good. I love my team being able to compete. I love my team being able to be relevant this year. It just keeps not looking good when I see us get blown out by the teams. Even if we lose to these teams, I don't expect us to lose by 30. I don't expect us to lose by 38, 25, lose by 10, lose by 12. At least show me that something about our game plan is working. Something about your skill sets is shining on the court. When we go into these games and Io's making stops on Ja Morant, which shouldn't be expected, but it's happening, someone step in and say, I'm going to reward this play by trying to make more happen on offense. And this is why I look towards, in free agency, I said this isn't a big free agent market. Yeah. I was impressed that we got DeRozan. I was happy we got Lonzo. But I still thought, this doesn't solve a lot of the problems we have, and it doesn't take us to the very top tier. I had the assumption we'd be a 4 seed, and we're sitting at the 1, so I'm happy. But, the season started wacky. But overall, I'm thinking that we need to, because I've been hearing that the coaches, the GM's planning to make moves to get us some size, trying to get Kobe traded. And I think that's the reason he's getting so many minutes, is to let him be seen for his skill set and show teams that you do get some value when you take Kobe, because a lot of people want Patrick Williams and we're not willing to give that up. So I just think even if you lose these games versus top teams in the league, you don't lose them like this. We got blew out by Golden State the first time. This was a time when your leaders buckle in. DeRozan says, yo, we're not letting this happen again. We're going to go out there and fight. And I didn't see that. We beat the Nets with no Kyrie. Kyrie shows up you don't just let this team walk all over you because Kyrie showed up.
Right.
You show up and fight a little. You lost to the Celtics, and it was a close game late, meaning you didn't close down on defense and handle it like you're supposed to because there's no defensive leadership because our vet only likes to score. And again, I don't like to just keep jumping on DeMar's case, but Pop is a great coach. And for him to say he didn't want you again and try and re-sign you spoke a lot to me because I feel like no coach just gives up value. And he gave him up and let him come here. And I understand that it was a good pickup for us, but it's only so much you're just going to give me on offense and expect me to take. And I know we needed it, so I won't complain, but I still want more.
No, I'm
So
not.
well thought out argument right there, man. I like how you broke that down.
That's what's up, bro. Hey, great points, man. Appreciate you for calling in and showing love to the show, man. Stay safe out there, all right, bro?
Hell yeah, bro. Thanks for having me. Keep it up.
For sure. No, listen, great points. And I don't begrudge y'all for being upset going through this, right? This is why. You're supposed to change your expectations on a team based on what the team shows you. My expectations for the Chicago Bulls this season was what I say, fourth? Let's say we were
top four.
Top 14. Never did I think the top of the top four. Never. At no point did I think we were the top of the top four. So my expectations have changed because of what the team has done. We've been in first place for what, 2 weeks now? Something like that.
First place.
A little over 2 weeks. My expectations have changed. AK's expectations have changed.
Mine's haven't, to be honest with you.
You thought we were a title contender? Beginning of the season?
My expectations of us being top four. So you have to. This is not to be a contrarian by any means. Just look at it like this: if you're top four in any conference,
hit that like button.
You are a title contender.
Yeah.
If you're top four in any conference, you're a title contender. Look at it right now. If you're top four in the East, who are you? You're the Nets. You're the Bucks. You're Miami. You're the Bulls.
You know what though? Basketball is so weird that like, if you're outside the top two, are you? Like, that's how I feel. Like, when is the last time we saw, like, Miami got in there during the bubble year, but when do we really see outside of the top two teams make the NBA Finals?
Outside of the top two teams make the NBA Finals.
Like, more times.
Like, you don't see a lot of 1 seeds losing to 8 seeds, but 2 seeds losing to 7 seeds happens.
2 seeds losing to 7 seeds. You see
that happens more often. 3 seeds losing to 6 seeds happens more often.
But you usually see, I say one first and second. I say about 1 through 3 you normally see in your NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm.
1 through 3 you normally see in the NBA Finals, both leagues. Would you call right now Memphis a title contender?
Yes.
In the West, over with Phoenix. Now contender also means it means conference finals.
Why do I consider them a title contender?
Yeah.
Denver lost 2 of their star players.
Yep.
So they're gone.
Oh, facts.
Right?
For me, the West is literally the top 2 right now.
Yeah.
Phoenix, Golden State.
So right now, I would have Phoenix, Golden State, and Memphis right under them because they've gelled and they moved. Utah, for some odd reason, they're there, but they haven't really. Like I'm not sold on them yet for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not sold on them. I'm not sold on the Clippers. When the Clippers lost Kawhi, I couldn't.
I said they go hard with Donovan Mitchell, and Donovan Mitchell be missing.
The Clippers lost Kawhi and PG. So I'm not sold on them. The Laker experiment is not working this season, right? So like a lot of that is not. So yeah, Memphis is a top 3 team in the West for me.
Yeah,
and because they're a top 3 team in the West and the way that they're playing, yeah, they could be that team that goes far in the playoffs. They can be a title contender. At the very least, they can knock somebody off who actually does have the aspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like at this point, it's one of those things where it's like, do you see some team exposing Memphis in best of 7 right now? In the West, that's not Phoenix, that's not Golden State?
Yes.
Who?
I don't think Memphis can stop. Now, stop is is a tough thing to say, but I don't think Memphis has an answer for a healthy Denver team. Now, is Denver going to be healthy this season is the question.
No.
That's the biggest question. Now, I'm not even talking about with Michael Porter. I'm saying, is Jamal coming back? Jamal's supposed to be back this season, right?
He's supposed to be back second half, but then it's the ramp up for him.
I don't see that, because what their bread and butter is, what we saw tonight. Now, Ja Morant is a difference maker, but what we saw tonight as their bread and butter, it's that inside presence. Jaren Jackson, Bane, the forwards. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them as a team, and I love what Memphis is doing, but to me, healthy Denver team with Jokic already on the game, I could absolutely see that.
They shot 10 for 25 from 3, 40%.
That's not normal, by the way, either. That's not normal, by the way. They came into this game struggling from the 3-point line.
Yeah, Ja Morant is not a great 3-point shooter, but the rest of his team are a lot better.
No, but right? I'm saying Memphis as a whole was struggling from the 3-point line coming in.
The whole thing is,
look, it looked bad because they had a game against us.
Oh yeah, it does look bad when they have a game.
It looked bad when hey man, we struggling from that point, but we killing y'all.
But if you look at it right now, Memphis is 4, Utah is 3. Dallas is making a come up, but outside of that, I mean, Lakers is not even a playoff team right now. They're a sub 500 team.
That's crazy.
The Lakers are not a 500 team right now.
That's crazy.
And despite all the injuries, they're still lower than a Clippers.
40-year-old MJ over 37-year-old LeBron. No, I'm just playing. But
you know what I'm saying? So like, I could absolutely. But here's the thing: when we look at the Eastern Conference, the Eastern Conference isn't shaping up like we thought it would. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 4.
That's wild. That's wild, bro.
And they're on a 5-game winning streak. In fact, out of the top 6, they're the only team on a win streak.
Who's their head coach right now?
I don't know. He needs a raise.
He needs a raise.
He needs a raise. He need a charter. They need to get that man as many perks as possible because he got that team clicking.
Fam, he looked at that team, Jeffrey, you wild, and he said 37-year-old LeBron is not impressive. You are crazy. Anyway, you're not watching at all. Jesus.
It do look like he's stat padding though.
Russ on the team. But but no. You think there's a conversation there with Russ like, no, if you take the rebounds, you get the triple doubles. Not playing. I rock with Russ. That's my guy. I can't defend Russ this year. Russ looking bad. Russ looking bad. It's not indicative of his whole career, but Russ looked bad out there. But no, here's the thing, right? And what we got? 90 people in here. Hit that like button. 37 likes. Let's hit the like button. Let's get this jumping. Biggest thing to me that I have a problem with where I see this Bulls team going is the effort from your stars. When Brooklyn was out, or when you were playing Brooklyn, when you were playing Golden State, when you played, now you didn't have Zach tonight, but when you were or Lonzo, but when you were playing Memphis, I saw more effort from my bench players versus Boston than I saw on the defensive end, than I saw from DeMar, than I saw from Zach versus Brooklyn, than I saw from, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand you don't have Caruso. I understand you don't have Lonzo. You don't have Javante. You don't have P. Will. I get that. That does not mean you can't try. I saw Matt Thomas try defensively. I saw Kobe White try defensively. Is that something that adding a piece fixes?
We already have the piece because Caruso is already there. We just need health.
Bringing Caruso back fixes.
We need health. We need health. Like, we need to be healthy. And a lot of that changes. A lot of that changes when we have our traditional lineup and things of that nature. And now with the emergence of Ayo, we have another person who can give me the defensive presence I need, who will
Yeah.
absolutely score the ball or look to score the ball. And that's what we need. We need those type of grit and grind players. And we have them here. Caruso, championship experience. We have that here. Ayo, for some odd reason, he's playing like he done been here for a decade. We have that here. Zach
Why?
wants it. We have that here. The one thing I don't say about Zach is he don't try to stick defense. He's absolutely trying to play a two-way game. I watch him try to play a two-way game. Now, is he an
No,
elite
Zach
defender?
does. Zach does. The
No,
problem
he's not an
I have-
elite defender, but he's a
the
good
problem
defender.
DeMar, let's be real. Let's call a spade a spade. DeMar's the one that doesn't.
He's not an elite defender.
Doesn't try. It's not that he's not good, because we've seen him do it. I've seen DeMar, when it's a clutch moment, step up, say, "Hey, we gotta be up here. I have to play up. I gotta have my hands up. I gotta play technical defense." I've seen Vooch do it. Vooch, y'all want to kill Vooch? Vooch defensively has been the only thing keeping us inside going well.
He's a good player. Look at the stat line tonight. The two people you see doing the most on the floor on both ends, whether they're hitting the shots or not, are still going to be Ayo and it's going to be Vooch.
Yeah.
DeMar, the numbers look good when you say 24 points. It looks good right there, right? But we watched the game. Did it look good? Did it look good? Did it look like this is an efficient 24? This is a good 20. Did it look good? It didn't look good.
It looked like it came too late.
Yeah, it came a little too late. That's all it was.
Started doing it, it came too late.
Now, am I sitting there saying that he's not the guy? Like we should move on from him? I'm not saying nothing like that. That's crazy, right? That's stupid to even to put into context. But what I am trying to say is, hey, DeMar is not the guy. He is a guy on our team. And that's not a slight or anything like that. He's one of our main guys who helps us take a game, who takes a game over the hump, or takes or wins down the stretch. But he's not like our team is not going to implode if DeMar's not here.
Yeah,
he's not. The things that we need from DeMar, Zach can do, and someone else will fill in that spot and provide us with a defensive presence. What we're hoping is that DeMar can do the things Zach does. Because if you watch the games, DeMar may close out the fourth, but Zach absolutely will tear you off in the second and third.
Yeah,
Zach will tear you off second and third easy,
and that's the
easy money. And we in here. DeMar can have the rest.
That's what y'all gotta understand. That's the Bulls' game plan. Everybody was like, "Oh, Zach LaVine's been here. He deserves this time." Blah blah blah. That's the Bulls' game plan. Do you think that Zach LaVine's not okay with the Bulls' game plan? Do you think DeMar DeRozan is not okay with, I'm going to let Zach LaVine eat in the second and third? You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at this team as a team that went 110% healthy. Now, if you're going to be that in the finals, I don't know. Or in the playoffs, I don't know. But when 110% healthy is a finals contender right now. That Brooklyn game to me is absolutely different with Javonte and Ayo and P. Will and Lonzo and all your names. It really is. And if you don't think so, you're not paying attention to how sports work. Or you're not paying attention to basketball. You can call it an excuse. But it's not an excuse. It's what's really happening. Guess what? Do you think the Brooklyn Nets, by the way, did Brooklyn get that dub?
No, they lost.
Brooklyn lost. Do you think Brooklyn loses to Cleveland with Kevin Durant?
No, it's not a chance. Not a chance.
Injuries make a difference. and you can say, I don't like how Vooch is playing. I don't like his hustle. Don't look at the points. Look at what he's doing. Now, Vooch, I would love to see you have a better shooting day. I would love to see you not miss bunnies at the rim. But let's not 110% act like on the other end, the only thing that Nikola Vucevic can say right now is,
"Help me! Help me!"
Like, let's not act like he's not saying that. Let's not act like on the other end, he's not closing out on defense, trying to put a hand up, and all of a sudden he turns around and somebody else didn't box out, and it's an easy lay. Those are reasons you're losing right now.
And mind you, someone mentioned this earlier in the chat, and I was looking at this myself. The race for number one in the East is really tight.
Really tight.
Everybody The only reason why we're number one is because we've played less games, just due to how our schedule set. The
Well,
games we had postponed and stuff like that.
postponements.
Yeah, but if we had played the same amount of games, probably would just be a top 4 team and not the number one, right?
Well, no,
You
because
have to look at it because all of them have 27 wins.
we would have had a different roster in the games.
True.
So we would have had our full slate of roster versus because Memphis was a reschedule, right? Was Memphis
so.
a reschedule? I know Detroit was. We beat Detroit. Detroit was a reschedule. I think Dallas was a reschedule.
And now, mind you, you got to look at it like this. When we initially saw the teams that we had to play, we didn't anticipate having to fit another game, 2 games, I think it's 2 or 3 games in between there to make this a complete back-to-back throughout. Like, we played some really good teams that we thought, hey, we play them, we take 2 days off. Play them, take 2 days off. Now it's like we play them, we got to play another team tomorrow, day, fly, play them. Like, it's a whole different wear and tear on your body and mental fatigue there. And looking at this schedule, it don't get easier to March.
Yeah. The part nobody's talking about, we flew from Boston to Memphis and played a game. And if you want to talk about it at the timing, you flew from Boston Saturday at what, 9? Got to Memphis, or maybe you stayed. I don't know what that thing was.
No,
maybe,
you got to fly on the games like that. You got to fly out the same night.
You got to fly that day, right? That's what I'm thinking. So
they fly out the same night, and that's a 4-hour flight.
That's a 4-hour flight. You get there, you got a
minimum
game. Because your next day is just rest. You're not practicing. You got a 2:30 game. I'm not saying it's an excuse, but what I am looking at is I'm not worried about.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 6-hour flight.
6-hour flight from Boston to Memphis.
Is that 6 hours? It's 6 hours.
I wouldn't think so, but yeah, okay, I'll take your word for it. I'm not saying that that's your excuse. That's not the reason the Bulls lost tonight. But for some reason, we think NBA players or sports players aren't human. We think that injuries don't matter. We think that losing your best players on your team doesn't hurt your team, or it shouldn't. Why? Because we're a blue-collar city. Because we're hey, listen, it's next man up mentality, because we've done that all of our great sports teams have been like that. When the Bulls lost major players, guess what they did? Next player stepped in. As much as we want to diss Scottie Pippen for how he is now, we lost Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen absolutely led the Bulls in every single offensive and defensive statistical category. Next man up. I hate to tell y'all this. I don't think we have 2 of the top 50 NBA players on our team right now. Of all time, I should say. We definitely have 2 of the top 50 NBA players right now, but of all time on our team. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to change our mentality for what we have now. These are people still. They go through injuries. Kobe White took a minute to come back. A lot of people were killing Kobe White when he first came in. Oh, he's not knocking it down. Well, he just came off shoulder surgery. Probably hasn't put a shot up in about 6 months. Maybe it's going to take him a second to get it together. Kobe's gotten it together. He's gotten the time. That doesn't mean don't trade him. Doesn't mean do trade him. But these are still people. They still have to perform. They're still professionals. But tonight, the Bulls were outclassed by better talent. Oh, it shouldn't be that way because we got Vooch and DeMar. It's not how teams work. It's not how sports works. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's not how sports work. When I built my season game plan on Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball, Nikola Vucevic, Pat Will, now I got to adjust because Pat Will's gone. All right, let's slide a guard into that position. When we were winning, nobody talked about that, right? We were winning games. Nobody talked about how Javonte Green was playing the power forward position at 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just keep the energy we were having when we were winning versus the teams that we shouldn't have been beating. And let's be 110%. We shouldn't have been beating them. There's no way we should have beat the Utah Jazz. We had no big men in the building. There was nobody over 6'10" on the floor. What are we talking about? I get we've lost a few games here, but I'm not losing my mind with that.
I think the ultimate thing is we are better off than we initially projected.
Fact.
We are still number one in the East, despite the fact of how tightly contested and close it is. We still have a GM who's looking to improve this roster. And so obviously he sees the things that he wants to improve. And the moves that we made, hey, listen, the moves that we wanted, the players that we were looking at, he got them. So guess what? Some of those names that we're talking about, if you can make it work contractually, if you can make it work over the luxury tax, looks like we may actually get them.
Hey, shout out to Iceman. He said, isn't Semenovic 6'10" where he at? He got dunked on 2 seconds into the game.
Literally got subbed in and got dunked on. Sorriest dude ever. Hey, listen, I had high hopes for him. I thought he was going to be cold. We have video saying he's going to be cold. Pat has a video breaking down that man's game. He trash, dog.
Hey, I still think he could become a player. But my God, hey, he's making it tough for me to defend him. How many open threes we gonna give each night? It's getting real bad. No, that's a fact. The Bulls' defensive rotations are poor, but we saw that. When you're missing 3 or 4 of your best defenders, put that on any team.
At this point,
you on Miami, put that on whoever you want. When you're missing 3 or 4 of your best defenders.
If you all want to really ultimately continue the conversation, where should they join us, Pat?
Hey, man, I'll tell you this right now. Tune in with us tomorrow morning because we're going to be breaking this whole thing down over on the morning show. Tune in to the Morning Breeze. We're going to be live 6 to 9 tomorrow morning through Friday. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. If you guys do like hearing this banter, this sports talk, first off, we're going to be breaking down the entire NFL playoffs right now because, dog, the stuff we saw yesterday, hey,
how was that for Big Ben's send-off?
Hey, dog, I've never felt worse for a dude. I told y'all I hate seeing a player go out when he's just old.
Dog, he went out perfect.
But this the thing, right? Big Ben, he really didn't play bad.
He didn't.
His receivers
that much better.
Hey, dude, we got to get him out of here. We want to make sure
that much better.
Hey, no, his his receiver said we want to make sure 110% he don't come back next year. We need you to retire. We're not catching nothing. What? No, man, tune into the Morning Breeze. We're going to be breaking down all the NFL, all the NBA, all that stuff, all that good stuff, man. I'm sure there's going to be some more coaching breakdown and stuff like that. So we'll talk to you guys over there. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer, joined by the pettiest man alive, Mr. Pete Kidd. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, man.